All right. Welcome, everyone, to the March 2025 pitch event here at Vantec. It's great to see so many familiar faces. We've got some new faces in the crowd as well. So looking forward to connecting with you all during the networking. We have something a little bit different. I don't know if you have your raffle ticket, but Michael from Glohaven has one of his boxes that we're going to be raffling off a little bit later. So hopefully you all have that. But for those of you who don't know me already, I should have introduced myself. My name is Aaron Stewart. I'm here with Lindsay Volker as the operators of Vantec. And so to kick things off, I just want to say that it's with gratitude and respect that we're gathered here today on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We have some amazing sponsors that without we would not be able to do what we do here. So I see some of our sponsors in the audience today, and thank you very much to all of you. Like I said, you're a big part of us being here today and being able to showcase some amazing founders for investment opportunity. We also are partnered with NRC IRAP on some projects that allow us to give some more support to the companies as they're preparing to pitch at Vantec. And we have Keiretsu as another partner. We see them as kind of a step beyond Vantec and helping those seed and Series A plus businesses. So a lot of companies coming downstream from Keiretsu, a lot of companies going upstream after they've pitched at Vantec. So for those of you who don't know Vantec, we are a community. We have over 150 early stage investment funds and angel investors. And some of the benefits of being a Vantec member. We have 11 pitches a year at these events. We generally have an average of about 10 companies. Today we actually have a few less because we had some last minute cancellations, but we pride ourselves on having at least 100 companies per year pitch at our events. You can connect with other angel investors, share deal flow, due diligence. That's one of the huge assets that we have at What If Capital is being able to get so many perspectives from our large network, many of you here today. And we give you an opportunity to promote your programs and events. And so if you ever have anything going on in your network or in the businesses that you run, feel free to make an announcement. You can send Lindsay and myself some slides or just a notification that you would like to do this. But I also do want to open it up a little bit later to see if anyone off the cuff has some announcements or anything that they'd like to share with the rest of the group today. And then we also have our summer social. And last year that was at the BDC Stack building. And I'm pleased to say that we have confirmed we're going to be doing it at the same location for this year. So yeah, it was a beautiful place, beautiful setting. We had great weather, so hopefully we do again this year. And that'll be beginning of July as we did last year as well. So as a Vantec member, you do get early access, and that event certainly does sell out. You also have access to Dealum, which is where we manage all of the companies that are pitching today and have pitched at past events. And so you can see who's pitching, you can get detailed company information, you can find the videos that we are posting as well. So we do live stream and record these sessions. So hello to everyone online. Thank you for joining today. And during Q&A, please do put your questions in the chat, and Mark will bring them up as we go here. And you can also organize your own due diligence portfolio on Dealum. So it really is a great tool for just keeping everything organized, finding the information that you need, and connecting with the founders that present. Okay, so we are getting into community announcements here, and I'd like to invite Richard Miller to come up and give us an announcement about Startup TNT. Richard, pass over to you.
Hi, everybody. I know many of you. My name is Richard Miller, and I've been a Vantec member for a number of years and an investor here locally with eFund. So as of Monday, I took over as the BC lead for Startup TNT and for the BC Summit. I invested in the summit in the fall, and I've taken over as the lead. So I'll take you through a little bit on what the summit is and how you potentially could participate. So that's my contact details if you don't know me. So Startup TNT has been around for about 4 years, centered in the prairies. It is the most active pre-seed investor in Canada. Does about 30 deals annually. And really what we do is we use local business expertise to filter the deal and work and take take the companies through the funnel. About 500 investors across Western Canada. So what is a summit and how does it work? So we get hundreds of startup leads per year, and in each city, we run a summit. Applications are currently open, and with the deadline of next week. From those applications, we go through pitch deck materials, and the investors then select and prioritize and vote, if you will, to take it down to 20 companies. At the same time, we get investors, and usually have 20 to 25 investors who commit about $5,000 each to invest in a local startup. Each then on the end of April, this is my first presentation for Startup TNT, so bear with me. And I've actually never pitched here, so anyway, we do a pitch night at the end of this month. Every startup will get 3 minutes to pitch, and after that, we winnow it down to 10 companies, then 5 companies. And with a final night, May 1st, where we have the 5 finalists on stage in public, and then the investors go and vote to see who the winning company is. Winning companies get an investment of anywhere from $150,000 to $200,000, but investors also have the option to invest through the Startup TNT LP into any of the other companies. So it's a great process. It allows investors to get involved and actually meet the founders, be involved at due diligence if they want. So anyway, if anybody's interested, please let me know. I'd be glad to provide more information. Does any more? Oh, there we go. Kickoff's next week after next, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Richard. All right, we do have some other community announcements. I should also note, if you haven't already signed up for our newsletter, definitely do that. You can do it through our website, and we will post interesting opportunities and events that are coming up here. So Keiretsu, one of our partners, has a BC chapter meeting coming up on March 11th, 12 to 4:30 at the Vancouver Club. And then also Foundations in Impact Fund Investing. This is an online course that is available from April to the end of May. And this is one of our other partners or another member at Vantec, Spring, that's putting this on. So before we get into anything on the SUV side of things, I do want to use this opportunity to sort of open it up. If anyone does have anything that they'd like to announce or let us know about, this could be companies that you're investing in, that you're looking for co-investors for. This could be exits that you've had. This could be funding rounds that you've completed with your funds. Anything that is something to shout out and let everybody know about. So I'll open it up if anyone has anything to say. Mike, I know you've got something.
Well, I've got 2 things actually.
Come on up.
Okay.
Here you are.
Okay. Do you want me to do both of them now?
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, I want to let you know that the New Ventures BC competition is starting this month. So if you don't know about it, just go to newventuresbc.com and check that out. It's a great annual event. It's been going for over 20 years. There's a first place prize of over $150,000 for the successful startup company. But the real point of participating is to make connections with mentors especially, and connections with investors. And there's a regular series of workshops and programs that start at the end of this month, and they go right through till September, at which time, out of usually about 200 entrants, a winner is selected and a big party is held. So I hope you check that out, and if you're an angel investor, please consider joining the party as a mentor. If you're an entrepreneur, well, consider it seriously as something to sign up for, to learn and connect. So that's the first thing. The second thing, Aaron and I just last week closed a round for What If, our angel fund, of almost $1.5 million. So we're closed now until probably summertime or late summer, early fall. And we raise that money by coming to people like you, and we say, you know, hey, Bob, why don't you write a check for a couple of thousand, well, maybe a little more than that. Our minimum is 28,000. We say, Bob, have you got 28,000? Put it into the fund, and you get a tax credit. And of course, you can use your RRSP to get additional leverage. So we've set this up so that if you use your RRSP, for example, for every dollar that you risk, you've got about a $7 investment. In other words, you could put $100,000 into the fund and it only costs you about $16,000. It's a heck of a good deal. And I know a number of you in the audience have participated and are shareholders in the fund already. But if this is something you don't know about and you haven't heard about it, see Aaron or myself and get to know us, because we'll be doing it again later this year. In terms of how we invest, we like to lead rounds. So if you or one of your companies is looking for lead investors, come and talk to us. We like to negotiate the first term sheet. That then opens the door to other investors. We typically do $100,000 to $200,000 of a $500,000 to $1 million initial round. And we can be your partner in getting your company launched. So don't hesitate in talking to us if either joining us as an investor or a recipient is of interest. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you so much, Mike. Yes, question. Yes, of course. I'll give you the mic here.
So Roy Jackson wants to advertise his event on March 12th, Life Sciences Fraser Valley. Guest speaker Greg Pete. You can contact him at roy@romichgroup.com. That's ROY@ROMICHgroup.com. Thanks.
And if anyone wants to get connected with Roy, I can certainly do that as well. So reach out to me as well. And Richard, you have an announcement. Yes. Yes.
So I run Celerity, and What If is an investor, but we're going to have an open house where anyone can come and see all the exciting things we've been doing on the 19th of March. So if you want to come and see fun things, startup, and the things we've been working on, Aaron can put you in touch with me or come and see me during this event.
Thanks so much, Richard. All right. Does anyone else? Hey, Shram. Does anyone else have any announcements similar to these that they'd like to share? No? Well, if you ever do think of them, this is something I would like to do on a more frequent basis. And I think, is Allison in the room still? Yes, she's at the back there. I just wanted to give Allison a quick shout out just as part of our round. Allison runs Western Pacific Trust Company, and they are, and if you haven't met Allison before, definitely someone to meet, and I can introduce you to her as well. But they hold private companies, private funds in RRSP and TFSA, other registered accounts on behalf of investors. And so we had a lot of companies come through and set up accounts with Western Pacific Trust Company, an investor in RRSP. And so just all the hard work that went into that, I really do appreciate it. And as Mike said, we were closing that round, so I was on the other side of the table, like a founder, and raising capital. So always good to be on that side and bring you back down to reality on what it's like to raise capital. It's no easy task, and so I definitely, heart goes out to all of the founders out here, and hopefully you find some great investors in the room today. All right, we have a quick announcement from Jackson here. Did you want to make a note on the International Expo for SUV? All right, here you are.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, so we have an international expo. This is the first time Vantec has done such a thing because we get a lot of interest from companies abroad, and they want to see if they can make Canada their home. And so this event is a very special event that is slated for April 4th. And so at this time, we are looking for event sponsors. If they're interested, they'll get to say their piece, and we'll talk more details. The point person to contact is Mr. Peter Wilkins at peter@vantec.ca. Is there a second one? No SUV?
No, you haven't.
Okay, so the SUV event is slated for tomorrow, and it is going to be on Zoom. So if you're a Vantec member, it will come in your email, and you should receive an invite later today. It's exciting. It's the companies that want to come into Canada, and our investors have searched far and wide to find the best companies from all over the world and to bring it to Vantec, and hopefully one day they will be part of the Vantec pipeline. So if you're a full Vantec member, then you should receive an email very quickly. If you're not, you should go sign up for a membership, and that way you get to see the latest and greatest companies from abroad making their way into Canada. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jackson. And apologies for the for not having that on the agenda. I didn't think we had that slated. So that is tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right, now to the reason you're all here today, the companies that are presenting. So we have 7 companies presenting. We have 397 pitches and 4 5-minute pitches with Q&A. So I will bring the feedback sheet up here. So please do take this down so that you can provide feedback, ask questions, even express interest. If you express interest, then we are going to make a connection between you and the company, but you can always provide feedback without expressing interest if you don't want us to make that connection. And that feedback is really valuable for the entrepreneurs here today to know what you're thinking, right? What questions you have, what wasn't clear, what can they improve upon. For a lot of for a lot of founders, Vantec is the first place to pitch. So definitely appreciate all of the feedback there. Mark, can we let person in here? And so, without further ado, I would like to invite Adam up as our first presenter to introduce us to Drive Hockey. Adam, I'll let you take it away.
Hey everybody, my name's Adam, I'm with Drive. Drive is a sports data company building smart arena technology. So I'm sure we've all seen how sports analytics have transformed pro sports, changing the way that athletes train, the way that teams prepare, even the way that fans consume sports. But there's one challenge. All of these cutting-edge analytics tools in the market today merely cater to the elite. Their price point and product design are fundamentally impractical for any level of sport outside of the highest professional levels, which means millions of athletes at the amateur ranks don't have access to these same advantages. We at Drive have developed NHL-level smart arena and analytics capabilities, except that we have specifically built our version for the 120,000 teams below the NHL, right down to the grassroots. We leverage our proprietary AI and sensor technology to deliver better data at a fraction of the cost. This is what allows us to take a pro concept and bring it down market, tapping into the massive youth, amateur, and even recreational sports markets, starting first with hockey. And we're already executing. We're approaching $1 million in MVP sales. We have partnerships with top leagues across North America. Our tech is enabled in over 70 arenas today, with another 50 coming online this year alone. On top of that, we have an all-star team with over 200 years of experience in elite and pro-level hockey and a track record of success scaling 5 previous startups, including in sports data. We're currently raising a $1 million seed round led by a strategic partner who is bringing a $5 million ARR opportunity from within their ecosystem to the table. And so now we're looking for additional partners that can help us scale quickly, either through investment, partnership, or otherwise. So if you're interested in radically reshaping the landscape of youth and amateur sports, let's talk. Again, I'm Adam with Drive. Thank you very much.
Great job. Thank you so much, Adam. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce Rita to tell us more about ediccare.
Thank you, Eric. Hello, I'm Rita from ediccare. Our vision is to develop the next generation oral care with a holistic and scientific approach for gum health and our whole body health. Gum disease affects 1 in 2 adults worldwide and remains one of the leading causes for tooth loss and systemic complications. Big consumer brands like P&G and Colgate are calling for gum care renovation. So our solution is a leave-in topical gel that applies around the gum line to remove the hidden plaque, that can be hard to reach by toothbrushing alone. It is gentle on the gum with no harsh chemicals. It promotes and restores the natural balance of oral microbiome. It brings fast relief of bleeding and inflammation, and it also helps to keep our breath fresh and gum healthy while traveling. Our product is the first and only that breaks down the sticky dental plaque and deal with the root cause of gum disease. We have a world-class team of highly experienced and dedicated professionals. In 2024, so we developed our prototype with IP protection and clinical proof of concept. We are doing a third-party validation now and seeking some help for securing our IP internationally and grow our pipeline. We're doing a pre-seed round raise of say for 250,000 US to get us ready for commercialization. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. All right, that was ediccare. Next up, I would like to introduce Michael from Glohaven to tell us a little bit more about your business.
Thank you. Glohaven is leading a movement to build a digital world in which local commerce is 100% accessible, self-sustaining, and powered by local people. As it exists now, the digital world is fragmented, it's disconnected from communities, and it's dominated by big platforms who offer limited access to local economies. Glohaven has developed a software-as-a-service e-commerce platform that makes it easy for communities to create their own online marketplaces. Now, what's unique about Glohaven is the fact it's a local commerce ecosystem with a network of partners, products, and distribution channels all working together, driving consumers down a local path to purchase that puts more money into the pockets of local business owners who pay Glohaven monthly subscriptions to host a virtual store within their community marketplace. To date, we've generated over $231,000 in sales. We have over 100 clients, some of which are on their 10th renewal with us. They keep coming back to Glohaven because we've fulfilled over 1,000 orders for their local products. And we have validation. Bigger clients are willing to pay tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars for Glohaven solutions. Bringing Glohaven to life is a team of award-winning entrepreneurs, creative thinkers, and tech innovators who've successfully built and exited multiple startups, including AVS Systems and Banana Tag. We're raising $500,000 in an equity round with a pre-money valuation of $3.5 million. Funds will fuel Glohaven's journey to product market fit over the next 12 to 15 months. We invite you to join Glohaven on this meaningful, impactful, and very, very timely mission as Glohaven stands up and rides the Shop Local, Support Canada movement that's just literally sweeping across the nation right now. So thank you. I appreciate your time.
Great job. Thank you so much, Michael. And Glohaven is that company that has the gift basket that we'll be selecting a winner for a little bit later. Again, that's a $200 value. And so thank you so much for contributing that, Michael. Next up, I would like to invite Unicli from Unicli to introduce us to your business here.
Hi everyone, my name is Unicli, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Unicli, where we are reinventing property management through communication. It's not working.
Let me just click on the, is it working now?
There we go. So the property management industry is in a sort of a crisis. There are shortages of qualified property managers everywhere, and that leads the current managers to be completely overloaded with work. When we boil it all down, it comes to ineffective communication. Property managers are spending all of their time communicating to owners, council members, vendors, yet the tools that they have today are vastly outdated, disparate, and really accounting focused. So my personal experience with this is that I was dealing with a strata manager, let's call him Jeff. Jeff kind of gave me the runaround for about a month and then ultimately gave me wrong information, kind of causing me to almost spend $10,000 unnecessarily. Thankfully, I had a resource that nobody else has, and that's my friend Greg, who is an industry expert, trusted educator and advisor, and owns a property management company. And so he helped me navigate this, and I cornered this resource onto my team, of course, adding technical and product expertise, along with a proven track record of starting and building successful companies and products, and a trusted advisor team. We launched Unicli, an AI-native property management platform that integrates directly into Jeff's communication flow and optimizes every interaction so that now Jeff, when he gets an email from me, he can respond quickly, and I don't have to worry about that $10,000. So he has time to focus on his business and provide great customer service to his customers. So we started this journey in January last year, and by September we had our first paying customer, followed closely by 2 other customers and $23,000 in revenue. And we're on track to capture another $38,000 this year. We also have a funnel of over $300,000, and I'm happy to say that Jeff's company is one of those companies. So what do our customers say? They've used this software for a few months now. They're experiencing high revenues or increase in revenue. They're experiencing more efficiency. Communication quality is up, of course, and customers are way more satisfied. But most importantly, their quality of life has improved overall. So we're taking this to market on a monthly subscription, B2B SaaS. We're starting with Strata HOA. That's the most underserved segment right now. and in North America, but this is really a global opportunity. Actually talking to some people in Australia right now as well. We're taking this to market using founder-led sales, and we're also developing some channels. This is a space that is mature, and there are companies in there, but they're mostly accounting focused, as I mentioned earlier. So we're looking at them as exit opportunities or possible competition at a later stage. Today's real alternatives are the general solutions and the ones that are sort of trying to replace the manager altogether, which we're quickly differentiating away from. However, we are building moats. We want to make sure we're successful as this grows. And so we are starting by counter-positioning ourselves through a communication-first approach, which allows us or gives us time to integrate the technology vertically, create partnerships along the way, and use the data that is flowing through our system to create proprietary data sets to add value back to our customers and also retain value ourselves. Of course, this is important, so we're working with Accelerate IP to further define the strategy right now. So today we're raising $500K on a $5 million pre-money safe to help us further develop our product and commercialize it. With this, we're going to get an 18-month runway, 99 customers, and $1.7 million in ARR. You have the option to de-risk the investment with EBC RSP and TFSA. And finally, with that, we hope to raise another round by the end of 2026, break even before 28. And if all goes to plan, we'll have captured only 2% of our SAM. That's $20 million ARR. And you stand to make 30x return on your investment. So if you want to join me and reinvent this legacy industry that is ripe for the taking right now, please get in touch. Our booth is in the back. We can give you a demo of our product, and happy to talk to you. Thank you.
Great job, Nikolai. Let's stick around for some Q&A if we have any in the audience here. Do I see anyone? All right, I'm going to start us off here, but do think about any questions that you would like to ask here. So the first question that I'd like to ask is about the moat that you're building here. You mentioned that you have proprietary data as one of your differentiators, and I really do see data as the next gold rush. I think a lot of people are aligned in thinking that it is what can create a lot of value. So I really would like to understand the monetization strategy that you have around the data and to talk about who would find this valuable, that maybe it's for a potential exit because of this data that you have built up over time. Tell us a little bit more about that side of the business.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for a very good question. So when it comes to data, I mean, the data is flowing through our system as it is. We are integrated right into the communication flow, so that we are getting a lot of unstructured data that has to do with the industry and like what's happening in the build environments out there. So we're capturing this because, well, we do recognize that there's a lot of value in it. And we're using it to first and kind of number one, improve our product by fine-tuning models, by developing different solutions for our customers and bringing them value. But also, these data sets will are proprietary to us, and we will ultimately expose them to, we plan to expose them to potentially to other industry players. Those could be insurance companies, utilities, anyone that could use information about the built environments that is more current. So there's a ton of value in there. So that's definitely a monetization option for us. And further, as we develop this, of course, having access to that data, having that data over time build up, it not only protects us from competitors, but it makes us way more valuable from an exit standpoint. So yeah.
We're using the lapel one, so just a little mic at the top.
Yeah, just here.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Talking to here. I have a question. Are you kind of focused mainly on industrial and commercial or residential or all three?
So today our focus is specifically residential. We are focused on these strata management, condominium management. So it's very, very much residential. But as we develop the capabilities, there's a lot of overlap with other segments of the market, like rental, commercial, and all of those. So we see an easy kind of crossover and expansion down the road. But yeah, today it's residential.
Actually, can you just go back a
the slide? Right. Oh, that's the one.
Yeah. Did you have a question?
Yeah, so what,
Let's just use the mic just so that people.
what part of the revenue that's on the graph is in your current sales funnel?
Okay, that's fine.
What percentage of the revenue that's on the graph, or where on the graph, is in your current sales funnel?
So our current sales fund is around 300K. So we're looking at, by the end of this year, we should be able to close about 80% of that. I mean, the funnel is growing, but we're looking, our estimates right now are to be at around 250, I believe.
Great. At the back there.
Oh, at the back. Okay, welcome back.
Is this one working?
We can't, but you can yell.
Okay, don't want to yell too hard. You mentioned you guys are currently doing founder-led sales, and I think it was 30-40% of the round you're looking to allocate towards your sales and marketing. Maybe you could talk to us a bit more about how you're looking at scaling your sales team or supersizing your founder.
Yeah, so I mean, on the one hand, yes, it is going towards sales and marketing. It is founder-led sales, so of course some of that will probably come to the founders, but at the same time we'll be adding marketing dollars. We'll be scaling our marketing efforts. We haven't really done enough marketing to spread the message just yet because it's just founders right now, but a lot of that will go into creating marketing campaigns and pay-per-click and all of that.
Another question?
Am I on? Okay, sorry. So the point is that I have gone through your slides. You do have a differentiator from the other competitors. When we speak about, the cost part of it, comparing the other property management services, where do you stand on those lines?
So, compared to other property management software? Yeah, so it's a little bit different to compare apples to apples because the cost structure is completely different. We chose to go to price this on a per user basis, and that's sort of because we're giving the value to the users, and it's an easy way to get into this. So right now, I would say we're relatively cheap compared to any other solution that's in the industry, but we can see that growing over time as we develop our go-to-market and figure out what works, what resonates with our customers, and also where is the true value, because you saw that. The sentiment we're hearing from customers, there's revenue, there's efficiency, there's all sorts of things. And we're working closely with our customers in partnership to try to quantify this a little bit better. And then from there, I can see this price point going up. But all of the numbers that you see here are based on the current price points, which is we're charging $200 per month per customer, per user, sorry.
Right. That's all the time we have for questions for Nikolai and Unicli, but you have a desk or a table at the back there where you've got a product demo, so definitely check that out afterwards and follow up with any other questions that you have. Let's give it up for Nikolai.
Great job.
Right, next up, I would like to introduce Francisco of Tooling AI Tech. So if you'd like to make your way up to the front of the room here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Francisco, and I'm a fourth-year student from University of Toronto. I'm here on behalf of Tooling AI Tech, and today I'd like to introduce you to the intelligent dining kiosk. Like many students, I often find myself studying late at night or coming home after a long day. And finding a fresh, decent, affordable meal or even a hot coffee at these hours can feel almost impossible. This is a problem not just for students, but for so many other people, like essential service providers, late-night travelers, shift workers, and many more. This is where our intelligent dining kiosks come in. Unlike vending machines that offers prepackaged food, our kiosk cooks everything to order. It is a fully automated, self-contained unit that resembles a compact phone booth. Within, robotic arms, servers, and specialized equipment come together to create a variety of meals fresh on demand. Our compact powerhouse also features a proprietary preservation technology to extend freshness and shelf life of ingredients. Internet of Things enabled monitoring for real-time updates on equipment performances and orders. Also, it comes with an independent power and water supply, allowing flexible deployment without reliance on external utilities. The machine is fully built and tested internally and is ready to enter the market. And we're scheduled to complete the Canadian Food Safety Certification by the end of June. Let's look at the numbers driving this opportunity. By 2024, the North American fast food market accounts for nearly $450 billion. Yet, despite this immense scale, the unmanned catering remains untapped. In 2023, the robotic food sector only accounts for $883 million. And even with a CAGR of 9.6, we believe that the numbers are still undervalued given the fast advancement of AI. Exploring our business model. For one kiosk producing $500 per day, that is 50 transactions at $10 per customer. We're able to generate over $182,000 in revenue for the first year. But that is not it. We plan out to put out 5 machines before the end of 2025. Furthermore, we'll be expanding through deploying more intelligent kiosks, strategic franchising and partnerships, and establishing fully robotic kitchen. Our competitors are actively reshaping the automated food and beverage industry as well. Arlie Coffee, for instance, achieved a net revenue of over $900,000 in 2022. And in 2023, they achieved a valuation of $100 million USD. These competitors highlight the growing demand for automation and convenience in dining, underscoring the opportunity for us to cover our space in this rapidly evolving market. This raises a question: why choose us? Unlike single product solution, our kiosk offers a diverse menu, and our technology enables us to offer a competitive price compared to others. By integrating Tooling AI's advanced visual technology with Jaka's collaborative robotic arms, we're able to create kiosks with precision and adaptability. Let's look at the team. Our team brings in top talents within the automation and AI-driven robotics. All of our founders have technical background in Fortune 500 companies. Our CEO, Mr. Wang, have previously succeeded in starting his own factories with revenue over 20 million RMB. And with supporting staff like Wei Ping and myself, who specializes in sales, marketing, and operations, we can redefine the future of the food industry. As of today, we have completed the initial research and development phase, which had an estimated cost of $700,000. And we're seeking an investment of $500 in exchange for 5% equity within our company. This fund will be mainly used for deployment of kiosks within Vancouver. To conclude, we're the only company offering a comprehensive solution in this market at the moment. We're positioned in the smart dining sector, a space with minimal capital competition and immense growth potential. So please join us in this exciting journey. Thank you.
Great job, Francesco. All right, so let's open it up for Q&A here. I see one at the back now. Do we have a microphone, Mark? Here we are.
Hi, very interesting. Do you have any units in operation now?
I'll come back. We'll get that other microphone going here.
Not at the moment. So we just completed like the building the machine, and then it's testing internally, and then the machines, they're actually built in China at the moment, and then so we'll be completing, like, our supply chain is over there at the moment because due to like cost and efficiency, and we'll be like shipping them over to Vancouver and for deployment.
Thank you for that question. I don't see other hands up just yet, so I'm going to ask you about your go-to-market strategy. I'm really curious to understand where you're going to be placing these and who you need to get approval from, what partners you need to set up, like how are you choosing where they are going and how are you getting them there?
So for our go-to-market strategies, right now we have reached out to like schools like universities and shopping centers so far and gotten feedbacks from them. We'll be reaching out to like hospitals and police stations and other like facilities and to seek out any like feedbacks and approvals. So although we believe that we do want to like serve our target customers, but we also want to place them in high traffic areas to attract like public attention and generate revenue.
And do you have to give them a kickback or anything? Like, how does that relationship work?
Yeah, so definitely it's like kind of like we could either some of them are give us feedback is like paying like rent, or some will like they will request a portion of like new as a kickback.
I like it. Maybe not the right word, but do you have LOIs or anything like that set up?
Not the moment, okay. I think. Yeah.
All right, we've got a question down at the front here. 2 seconds.
Sorry, what type of foods are you be serving? And sorry, for the logistics, I noticed there's like the picture showed that there's drinks and other things.
So at the moment, we have within the machine, we have coffee, bubble tea, and pizza. These 3 are confirmed, and we have developed like a fried rice machine, but we're still like contemplating whether to like involve that into the machine at the moment. And in the future, like our machine, it's very, how you say, like the adaptability of our machine, it's very like well worked in terms that we can add any more sort of food or meal options within our machine in the future. So, and then in the future, we might develop like robotic kitchens where we're able to have all sorts of food made by robots.
Great. Tell us about what you've brought here today.
So what we brought here today, it's our like robotic arm and a coffee machine, but at the moment, these are not our final product. They're just for like showcasing. Our final product will be like, the coffee machine will be developed by ourselves, and then the robotic arm is actually our partners, like Jaka Robotics. It's a Chinese company that we have partnered up with, and for their robotic arms. Yeah. Oh, there's one in the back.
What's your website address?
I believe we don't have a website address at the moment, and then I'll double check that with our CEO afterwards.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
So I can just, yeah, okay. With your supply chain in China, when there's breakdown, how do you get alerts and be able to repair and continue the operation?
So even right now, our supply chain is in China at the moment, and then so we'll be deploying 5 kiosks by the end of 2025 to kind of test the market. And then if we do get like a positive feedback, we will be contacting our own supply chains here in Canada and developing relationship like with them.
I have a question online from Pavin. Do you specialize in the tech and building the kiosk? Trying to figure out if you're a hardware company or a food company. And then what are the service costs to maintain the units?
Okay. One at a time. So I would say we are more of a hardware and like an AI company than like a food company, as all of our founders have a pretty technical background. In terms of was it the cost to maintain the
service costs to maintain the units? Yeah.
Yeah, the service cost to maintain. So each unit we can tell you guys the prices. So the manufacturing price for each unit is around $60,000, and then the maintenance of that it's around 25% of like the cost of the machine, which is around like $15,000. Yeah.
All right. So definitely check out the product that you have here today and the robotic arm, and ask any other questions that you have of Francisco and his team. But let's give it up for Tooling AI Tech. Great job. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce Cassandra to tell us more about Heal Mary. So Cassandra, I'll hand over the controls to you.
Thank you. So what would you think if I told you that over 60% of new potentially life-saving treatments never see market? And that means that 60% are failing before they even hit phase 1 trials. And it's not because it doesn't work, it's not because the medicine is showing poor efficacy, but it's based solely on the fact that they couldn't find enough patients willing to participate. But that's an interesting stat for us because the majority of patients who are asked if they would be interested in participating in a new study have said yes, if they were offered it. And so we have this gap between patients who can't access or find studies, and we have a gap between clinical sites that are struggling to find patients for these studies. So our solution, which is in market currently, is a voice-to-text machine learning model that allows a patient to speak about their condition, speak about what kinds of treatments they're looking for, what kinds of pains they're experiencing, and from that context is able to help find clinical trial treatments and provide the top 10 matches, as well as information as to why they may not qualify, so that the patient can go back to their doctor and get more information. It takes the context of how you actually speak about your condition and uses that to help predetermine what you would qualify for. And we do this all in real time. And just for an idea, it's scanning through over 330,000 studies worldwide right now in real time. Sorry, I might need your help. So we are currently in market, as I mentioned. So we are working on patient recruitment. That's been our model to date. And we're raising funds to help us develop our SaaS-based model. So getting us into clinical sites, helping us scale the technology. We are revenue generating, and we have over 25,000 patients coming to us organically per year. We've also developed relationships with over 100 nonprofits who are waiting for the next iteration of this technology to use for their patient groups. And we have relationships with 3 of the top 10 pharma companies in the world. So when we look at the market size, we're starting in patient recruitment, which is 1.9 billion. When we look at the overall, it's massive at 68.9 billion. And I'm not saying that we're taking it all over, but when I'm talking about the moat and the data that we're actually collecting, this data can be used to help with real world study design, can be provided to pharma companies and provide context for when they actually release their studies, what the real world patient database actually looks like. When we look at nonprofits, there's 86,000 in Canada, 5,000 hospital sites in Canada only. And when we look, as I mentioned, over 300,000 studies happening globally. This is our team. I'm Cassandra, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Heal Mary. Dr. Imad Mohammed is the professor of machine learning at the University of Waterloo. I think he's online tonight. And he also has a background in biomedical engineering. I spent 6 years in the digital health space developing this technology, and previous to that, over 10 in the technology space. We're also supported by a team of advisors who help us so that we ensure that we're following protocols, including Dr. Roy Jackson, who I know is on the Zoom call as well. In terms of projections, we are trying to raise money today on a $500,000. We're going to, $500,000 convertible note. But the idea is to get us all the way within the next 4 years to 4,200 clients at a revenue of $54 million. And just a reminder, in Canada alone, we're running 5,000 studies a year. So that's on 4,200 studies. So as I mentioned, it's a $500,000 convertible note on a $2.5 million valuation. We think we can get 18 months of runway from this, and where our milestones are to break even next year at 1.5 million, so that's 105 clients on the SaaS-based model. And then our next raise at 3.5 million after that 18 months, which is about 350 clients. I don't know. There we go. Just my background and why I'm so passionate about this cause. Heal Mary started because 2 of my sisters and my mom were all diagnosed with varying stages of cancer. And the treatments they were undergoing were treatments that a clinical trial had provided over 10 years ago. And I myself have actually participated in clinical trials to help with genetic decision-making and to determine if genetics are a precursor and in what ways for conditions like this. So it's my goal with Heal Mary to ensure that all patients have options. Thank you.
Is that not working? No, I don't think so. Let's have a look. All right. So, questions. We've got a question at the front here, and then we'll go to the back.
Sorry, quick question. I didn't understand your revenue model. How do you charge? Who do you charge? The clinic or the person? Also, how do you source those studies?
Yeah, so currently it's a paid per recruitment model. So it's how the industry works. So a pharma company, a biotech will hire us and we will try and source patients for them for their particular study, and then we get paid per patient that qualifies. Where we're trying to get to and what this raise is going to help us with is actually to get our technology in clinical sites, so hospitals that are running studies, multiple studies, and qualifying as many patients as we can for all of their trials. It's a little bit better model because studies get canceled all the time. This allows us to work on multiple studies, so when we're collecting patient information, we're actually storing it, reaccessing those patients again, rather than having it kind of die out after that study no longer pays us for it, right? So it's just a much better revenue model.
We have a question at the back.
Hi. When you're, can you give an example of somebody who's one of your participants? I've got a friend who's got cancer and it keeps reoccurring. How would he benefit from your system?
Yeah, so the interesting thing about that is a lot of the patients that come to us are because the medicine that they're on is no longer working or is ineffective. And so a lot of these studies have really strict criteria. And so when they log on to our system using either the voice to text or the chat box, would be able to describe, hey, I've had reoccurring whatever condition 2 or 3 times, I've had this and this treatment, this and this medication. From that information, it's actually eliminating the studies, they wouldn't qualify worldwide. So that's how something like that would function, and it would give them a percentage at the end of how likely they would qualify for the studies that did show up. So they could work with their doctor to help them enroll in it. Directs them to the study site, the study contact. Yeah.
And then Abdul, what was your follow-up, sorry?
I was just asking about like the revenue, just if you clarify a little bit more.
Like the revenue model?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're charging the study.
Yep.
How much are you going to be, like the averages, like
Yeah.
margins or whatever you're going to?
Definitely. So everything's at a 30 to 50% margin, 35 to 50%. The SaaS-based model would be at a 35% because we're pre-qualifying multiple patients coming in. We don't have to guarantee a certain amount of patients. We just can guarantee that we are getting patients in. So that cost between right now for our pilots, which is a huge value for many of our partners, is $1,500 to $3,000, depending on how many studies they have per month. From that, the patient recruitment, which we will still continue, but it is a harder model. Some studies are willing to pay up to $10,000 per patient recruited. That's how hard it is to find, and it's usually because it's a study that you can't have had a certain treatment, you can't have had standard of care, you have to be newly diagnosed or second-time diagnosed, but never been through the first treatment. So it's very difficult, and that's what we're trying to solve with machine learning.
Question online?
Yes, Pavend is asking, are there competitors in the market?
Absolutely. So when we look at direct competitors, the way it's sort of broken up are the patient-focused or the ones that are clinician-focused that are using AI. Where we fit is sort of in this crux in between all of them, because not only are we patient-focused, we're actually going after sites to be able to enroll those patients directly into those studies. So, for example, MD Anderson, who are running over 300 studies per year, trying to pre-qualify patients for that. The reason why, from an indirect competitor, everyone's working on some sort of machine learning or EMR and EHR scanning. That's probably the most popular for clinicians, is to look at medical records and see who qualifies. We're actually a good partner for them because we are actually filling that gap between the patient, the site, the doctor. And that's where we live. And that's why these groups that are working on this, we think we are a good patient partner for. And what's interesting is we actually have a clinic technology here in BC that's across Canada and over 5,000 clinics, 500 clinics that are going to be integrating with our software. So they're already collecting medical records and they're using our technology as a lay on top of it to be able to help doctors find patients' clinical trials.
Any other questions? All right.
Oh, sorry.
Great job, Cassandra.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next up, I'd like to introduce Alexander to tell us a little bit more about his business, Sigen AI.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alexander. I'm co-founder of Sigen AI. And at Sigen, what we do is we help companies monetize their security video footage. You see security cameras everywhere, not just here, but also in shops, in restaurants, in hospitals, and parking lots. But have you ever wondered what happens with the video feed from those cameras? How it is used? Apparently it's not used, it's get deleted. And not because of storage concerns, but because of privacy regulations. Privacy regulations is a good thing. They protect us, they protect our identity. But they create this funny effect that vast volumes of video footage becomes unusable because they represent privacy risk or potential privacy compliance risk. At Sigen AI, we developed proprietary patent pending technology which solves this problem. It acts as a smart privacy filter for video content. It filters out private or sensitive information and lets through the valuable video data, which could be used, which could be monetized and converted into revenue streams for the video owners. We pivoted to this idea 1 year ago, and it was a good year. We ran massive customer discovery process. We identified use cases. We refined technology. We filed our first patent. We figured out the unit economics and figured out the business model and received inbound interest from big names. Also, we identified our beachhead market, retail sector. Videos recorded in retail are rich in data. There is more interest in them. There is more demand. It's easier to monetize them. And what's more important, in retail sector, there is a clear use case which allows monetization of our technology even before we convert it into data sets for the AI sector, trying to manage private information in the video feeds. And we have three key differentiation. First is geography. They're based in Europe, focused on GDPR. We're here in North America. They try to sell software to companies to ensure compliance. We help companies monetize their video footage while ensuring compliance. And technology is vastly different. Speaking about our team, I would just say 2 points. Team has been formed years ago, and we've been through ups and downs. We passed through several accelerators, and the team is well glued together. And we are adding privacy and retail expertise to our advisory board. And the second point is that we discovered this problem of inability to use video footage ourselves. And we solved this problem for us. And now we're solving it for the market. Sorry, thank you. So these numbers are based on retail sector only. It's our beachhead market. We assume that we need only 14 customers to reach these numbers over the period of 5 years. Only 14 retail operators. And we project to become break-even within the first 2 years and cash flow positive soon after that. But what's important, to reach these numbers, to execute on our plan, we need your support. We need financial support. So that's why we're raising our pre-seed round of 1.5 million, of which 300K is already secured. This money will allow us to grow our sales to 2 million annual recurring revenue, and it will also allow us to obtain external third-party validation and certification of our technology from compliance point of view. And time is up, so I will just wrap it up. So here is our contacts. Please reach out. We're actively looking for lead investor, and also we're looking for investors to help us close this round. And I'm sorry if my voice, something happened with me.
Great job. Awesome. Okay, so let's open it up for questions. We've got one at the front here. Mike, we'll bring the mic over. 2 seconds.
Thanks, Alexander. I'm really wrestling with the concept. Like, can you give us an example of a customer and what would compel them? Like, what do you do for them, and what would compel them to sign up?
Yeah, okay. Very clear example in the retail space. We're talking to P&G and the PepsiCo. They are vendors of goods to the retail space. They always worry how well their goods are positioned on the shelves, how they look vis-a-vis competition, how fast the stock is replenished. If you go to the shop and buy 5 bottle shampoos from P&G, how fast the new bottles are put on the shelf. To verify this data, they send so-called auditors to do shelf audits and store audits. So it is big cost item for these vendors. And once they realize that they could save all this money and get much better, nearly real-time data, more reliable, consistent about the store behavior, it could save a lot of money, they became the big proponents. So they're paying to the retail sector. Strange, sorry. So in the retail sector realized that they have this video anyway. So now instead of deleting, they can clean it and sell this video by hour to P&G and get money. But then they realized that the video camera captures not only P&G goods. It captures goods from Unilever, from Kraft, from Johnson & Johnson. The same hour of video could be resold multiple times. And then becomes a cash machine for the retail operator. Simply in the existing modus operandi, relationship between retail shop and the vendors.
Sorry, I saw that you had 2 exits before to 100 million. If you can speak to that.
I'm serial entrepreneur. So I was building new businesses inside larger corporations. So exits were not in terms of sale, but in terms of fully functional operating divisions. They're still up and running.
That's good.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so also I went to your website actually earlier and checked the video that you use is like very close up kind of. I saw that you used like some sort of segmentation and to detect the product and when the product was holding. But the security cameras, they don't get that kind of quality. And I don't think you can do that much segmentation on that. And also, I don't know what models are you using? Are you using OpenAI or whatever in the background or some of the other?
We're using whatever models are available there. We're not building new models. We're applying them to solve this problem. And now let me just hit you at how technology works at the hood a little bit because we're not disclosing too much. because we still have new patents pending, new patents coming up. So in simple terms, we take any video feed from any camera, we detect all objects in this video feed, and we segment the video into individual video streams for each object. Each of those small streams encrypted and signed by digital signature. And then we reassemble the video back. So it looks exactly like original video. But now the video owner can control which part of the video show and to whom, based on access rights. So in simple terms, the same video feed shown to Aaron and to me, we will see different content in the same video feed based on our access rights. So that's how it works. I will not go into more details because we're still working on 2 more patents being filed. We cannot disclose too much at the moment. It's interesting dynamics. First of all, there are places where the quality of video is already more than sufficient. They artificially downgrade the video feed coming from camera to ensure that they're not violating privacy. But if it's going to click on the computer, then suddenly the video feed becomes very high. But another aspect of this is that we have already partnership agreement with Access Communications, a Swedish vendor of security cameras, and we are in talks with Sony. And they see the value of our technology when it runs on edge inside the camera, so that video feed comes clean. And their motivation, of course, develop new cameras and sell more cameras.
Can I invite Michael back up to the front here from Glohaven? And we will do something we don't usually do, which is the raffle here for the Glohaven box. So get your tickets out so that we can see who is the winner. And Michael, sorry? Yes. If you are an entrepreneur presenting, you won't have a ticket, but if you came in, you should have gotten a ticket, one of these blue tickets. No? Sorry. All right. While I'm picking the ticket here, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's inside maybe?
Perfect. So what we've created here, it's a Glow box. It is a community gift box full of local products. The one tonight we're giving away was from Tourism Vernon. It's over $200 worth of local products in here. And we have tourism organizations, communities, hotels, buying these by the hundreds actually. We have a provincial organization here in Vancouver who just expressed interest. They want to buy 1,000 of these to give out to their customers across the province. And what it does is as they give these out to guests, media, they're getting distributed, and it'll direct everybody to the online stores for all of these vendors on glohaven.com. We have different versions of these. Whoever wins this tonight, pop by our booth here. We've got all the products on that one, and good luck.
All right. I'll let you pick one.
Yeah.
All right. The number is, I got it. All right. 8021854. Don't see it. Oh, Amir, we got a winner. All right. Fantastic. Congrats. Thank you so much, Michael. All right. So if you haven't already, do provide some feedback here and do express interest. We will make those connections afterwards as well. We have our next event on Wednesday, April 2nd, and this will be at the BCIT Tech Collider. And so yes, it's on the second floor, same time, our first Wednesday of the month. And thank you all so much for coming this evening. We've got plenty of time for networking. We've got some food out there from Bottles and Bottega and some good wine and other drinks at the back. So thank you all for coming. Again, I'm Aaron, and have a great evening.